What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna be showing you guys some antlers that I found. I started shed hunting about maybe a year ago, and hunt California X zone, C zone, B zone. It's hard to find blacktail horns, but found this guy a couple weeks ago up on Ore Mountain. Nice 3-point. Seen it sticking out about like this. Walked over and pulled this other side out. Nice 3-point. Has one little eye guard and a little tiny eye guard here. Would have been a great buck if he wasn't broken, but nice dead head. So this buck here, I killed this buck. Good little symmetrical 3. Cool little buck with a one eye guard. I actually killed this buck and we couldn't find him. And we went back the next year and we actually found him dead head like this. Cool buck though. Same thing with this buck. I shot this buck with this before I shot sights and release, just the old traditional way. I shot this buck. He's got cool little double eye guards, almost triple eye guards here actually. I don't know if you can really see that, but I killed this buck, and one day we were out fishing the creek, and while we were driving the creek, and I looked over and I seen him laying there dead, just this right here. Pretty cool to find him after killing him. So he's about 3 miles away. Next, I have this horn that is just a total heartbreaker. I don't know if you can really see it, but he's just massive, massive all around. He would have had a cheater or a drop or something here. Cool little bladed buck, and he's broken. But man, heartbreaker. Would have been an absolute stud blacktail. Next, I have this buck I found that someone else had killed. I found him in the velvet. Kind of weird looking little 3, dead head. Yeah, nothing much to him. Found him. This is an old dead head I found up hiking with my buddy Robbie. Took him on his first shed hunt. He found a nice 4-point, and I found a pretty cool shed, which I'll show you guys later. Found this up in a huge rocky area, but cool little dead head. Next, I have this little 3-point set. This was my first ever set that I found side by side. I'll post the video later. Just a cool little 3-point California blacktail. Kind of looks like a little coastal buck. Found him 5-10 feet apart. Next, I have this buck. This was the last buck my grandpa ever killed, so I thought I'd show you guys. He's 80 years old now. Got cool little, like a little dropper. Nice forking horn. You don't really see a lot of forking horns this big, besides the one I'll show you guys later my dad killed, but it's for my grandpa. Next, I got this buck that my dad killed. I just thought he was an absolute freak. Cool little blacktail. You don't really see bucks like this. He's got a 3-point typical frame with a kind of cool inline here, and just massive brow tines, double brow tines that are both about 4 or 5 inches long. Freaky. He's a buck that my dad had killed. Cool buck, sweet buck for sure. This buck I found out shed hunting. He was a nice 4-point. He would have been a absolute nice buck. He's so broken. If you could see this, look at how old he is. Pretty cool. But I found the piece to him. I found this horn. This was I think the first shed I ever found. I just thought he was pretty cool to show. He's real wide, almost like a little fork, but he's got a little 3 on him, just a real wide fork. Cool little buck. This is a dead head that I found up looking for elk sheds, actually. I didn't find any elk sheds, but I found this guy. I mean, older than all hell. Holes everywhere, broken. Would have been a nice buck. Nice little fork probably. Super broken and old, but this was a dead head I found that we just cut it off. Little fork and horn. Nothing special. These are just little horns that I found. Little fork. This horn here, this little dinky fork or 3-point. I hiked about 20 miles looking for a deer, scouting. Seen about 50 deer. Found one little little guy on the way back to the truck, little tiny guy, but sometimes that's how it works. So the day I found this shed here, this deadhead, I was pretty excited. Thought I was gonna really get into some good horn. The only thing I ended up finding that day was this little guy here, but sometimes it's like that, you know? Sometimes you walk up there and you'll find 5 or 6 browns. Sometimes you walk up there and you find a little old chalk. This was the second shed I ever found, actually. A little 4-point, old, kind of almost broken on the back. Just a good little 4-point, California Blacktail. I found this guy out fishing the creek. I wasn't even shed hunting. It's just out hauling a load of logs. Seen him laying just like that. Cool little bladed brow tine with a little double. Cool little buck to find out fishing. This guy, I actually have the other side to this. Not the other side, but another year off of this. This was him 3 years prior when he was a little 3-point. He's broken and old. Kind of cool how he just pops up like that. I have the other side to him, or not the other side, but the other horn to him. I do not remember finding this shed. It's kind of cool. He just sticks out. Little 3, nothing special. This was a buck my dad had killed. I had the other side somewhere. Just a cool little forking horn. This was another side to that 3. Actually, I just showed you guys. His 3rd year. Got the same little 3 right here, but just a cool little buck. I actually found this shed. This is actually a really heavy shed for how small it is. Just a small 3, but cool little shed. He's really heavy. It doesn't look heavy at all, but this is probably one of the heaviest horns I've ever put my hands on. Okay, now this shed here was a buck that my grandpa had killed back in the day, and it's just an absolute giant. Just an absolute giant. He didn't have a G1, which sucks, because he would have been a monster. His G2 was real thin, about 2 inches. If he would have had a 8-10 inch G2, he would have been bigger than he is by a long shot. His G4s are about 15 inches long. Monster G4s, G5s. Got about a 20-inch main frame. Just an absolute giant horn. I have the other side to him. It's just a nice 3. He's about 28 wide. He's tall too. I mean, you don't really find California blacktails this tall. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is just some sheds that I found this year. I'll post some more videos, part 2 and probably part 3. I found quite a bit of horns. A lot of hiking. Do a lot of hiking up here in California. Not a lot of deer, so finding a shed a day you're pretty lucky. But just thought you guys would enjoy that. It's an absolute giant horn. Thank you for watching.